What is what on Windows 7? Part 3. Last time I went onto this desktop here and changed the background, added some gadgets up here, and added these two icons. I'll just remove these gadgets. I'll personalize and remove these two icons here. Change my theme back to where it was beforehand, and with my screensaver I'll make sure that's turned off. There we go. Now this down here is the taskbar. So what happens is when you run an application, it shows up down here. For example, you can see here I already have Internet Explorer, but if I open it, there's a bit of a shadow behind it showing you that that application is open. This one is closed, so is this one. If I click here, that one's open as well, and again you see the shadow. With the Internet Explorer, if I close that down, the shadow disappears. If I then open up, say, the Notepad, a new icon appears. For the Notepad, you can see the shadow behind it to show that it's open. If I close it down, in this case it disappears. What I can do is if I open up Notepad, I can right click and I can pin this program to the taskbar, meaning that if I now close it down, it's still there. There's no shadow behind it. So we know that Notepad is not open, but I can now easily access it from here. Nice and easy. Love it. Now also along the taskbar, we of course have the start button. We have the clock, so I can go here and adjust the time. Shouldn't really have to. I can use it as a little calendar if I want to. One trick is if you click on the month up here, it changes the display and you can see the years. And if I click and click and click, I can zoom in and out. Click here to change date, time settings. You can see the current day and time. I can go into here. Lots of features for the time in the calendar. The time should automatically update. If I go into internet time and change settings, you'll see here that it talks to the Windows time server on the internet. Every now and then it will synchronize to that server. I can force that update now, and there you see it's been updated. Okay. Also down here I have the volume control, so I can simply click it and adjust my volume up and down between 0 and 100%. I can mute. I can go to the mixer. It will give me more controls depending on your hardware setup of how many controls you get. This shows me the network that we're connected to the internet. This is where Windows will show you important messages. In this case, I haven't installed any antivirus software. And it's also complaining about my updates. This little arrow here will allow me to access more icons. This is to do with my removable storage. I do use this quite a bit, so I can, if I want to, customize it. Come down to, here we go. It says only show notifications. In other words, don't show the icon unless there's something going on. I'm going to change this to show icon and notifications. So what happens now is it's there all the time. Now I'm always plugging in USB sticks and hard drives, so I like it having it right here so I can simply access it quickly. This one's a little bit different. Desktop. If I click here, it gives me access to my library documents, music, pictures, videos. Same sort of thing. My computer, so the drives I have available to me. The network. Control panel items. So if I want to remove a program, I can quickly access it from here. Recycle bin and the control panel itself. Now, if I want to start an application, I can quite quickly do it from here or go to all programs and find something. Notepad. Because I have Notepad already pinned, but the calculator I don't, so I might want to pin that. So if you look here, the very first icon is the start button. Then there's Internet Explorer, so we call that number 1. Windows Explorer, number 2. Media Player, number 3. Notepad, number 4. And Calculator, number 5. So if I want to open up this one really quick way is to go Windows key 1. And if I want to open up the calculator, I can go Windows key 5. Close these down. I don't use the media player much. I can right click and unpin that. Other things I can do with the taskbar is I can go into my task manager. This will show me what applications are running. There's the calculator and the notepad. Shows me some of the processes that are running. So some of these will be system processes. And then services that are available in their state. Performance, so I'm using 1-2% of the CPU. I only have one CPU. Shows me my memory. In this case, I only have 1000 meg or 1 gig of RAM available. And I'm using almost half. I can go into my networking and see if there's any traffic. And this shows me all the users that I might have installed on the machine. Under the performance, I also have access to the resource monitor. This is just a more detailed interface to see what's running. Close all these down. Right click. I have access to toolbars, the address bar I can add in if I want to, and I can just type in, say, a web address. And up comes the web. I can turn that off. So you choose what you want. You can even create a new toolbar and customize it. Let me open up a few windows. So Internet Explorer, Windows Explorer, Notepad. If I right click, I can cascade the windows. So 1, 2, 3. Right click, show windows stacked. 1, 2, 3. Right click, show windows side by side. Also right click, show the desktop. As you can see that the desktop is clean, but I have Internet Explorer running, I have Windows Explorer running, and I have Notepad running. I can also right click from here and close these windows down. That's the taskbar for Windows 7.